beloved had a vineyard. Yeah. Yeah. Isaiah chapter 5, the song of the vineyard. Let me sing about the one I love, a song about his vineyard. My beloved had a vineyard on a fertile hillside. Yeah, he dug the soil, cleared away the stones, and planted the finest vines. He built a watchtower in the middle of it and carved out a wine press. He expected a harvest of good grapes, but it produced only worthless fruit. Now, people of Jerusalem and Judah, judge between me and my vineyard. What more could I have done for my vineyard than I have already done? My beloved had a vineyard on a fertile hillside. Why, when I expected good grapes, did it produce only bad fruit? Now I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will remove its protective hedge, and it will be destroyed. I will break down its wall, and it will be trampled. My beloved had a vineyard on a fertile hillside. I will make it a wasteland. It will not be pruned or cultivated. Thorns and weeds will grow there. I will command the clouds not to rain upon it. The vineyard of the Lord Almighty is the nation of Israel. The people of Judah are the garden he delighted in. My beloved had a vineyard on a fertile hill. He looked for justice, but found bloodshed. He looked for righteousness, but heard the cries of the oppressed. How terrible for those who keep adding house to house and field to field until no land remains and they live alone the land. The Lord Almighty has declared in my hearing, many houses great and beautiful will become empty with no one living in them. A vineyard of 10 acres will produce only a lint of wine, and a large amount of seed will yield very little grain. My beloved had a vineyard on a fertile hillside. My beloved had a vineyard on a fertile hillside. Its mouth to swallow them. Yeah, how terrible for those who rise early to chase strong drink, who stay awake late into the night inflamed with wine. Yeah. Their feasts are filled with harps, lyres, tambourines, flutes, and wine, but they pay no attention to the work of the Lord or consider what his hands have done. Therefore, my people will go into exile because they have rejected understanding. Their honored leaders will go hungry, and the crowds will be consumed with thirst. The grave opens wide, its mouth to swallow them. Their glory, their celebrations, their noisy crowds, and all who delight in them will descend into it. People will be humbled, the proud will be brought low, the arrogant will bow down. The grave opens wide, its mouth to swallow them. But the Lord Almighty will be exalted through justice, and the holy God will reveal his holiness through righteousness. Then sheep will graze there as in their own pasture, and strangers will feed among the ruins of the wealthy. The grave opens wide, its mouth to swallow them. How terrible for those who drag their sins behind them like ropes, pulling guilt as though with wagon chains. They say, let God hurry, let him act quickly so we can see it. Let the Holy One of Israel carry out his plan so we may know it. No. The grave opens wide, its mouth to swallow them. Its mouth to swallow them. Yeah. How terrible for those who call evil good and good evil, who exchange darkness for light and light for darkness. Who make bitter seem sweet and sweet seem bitter. How terrible for those who think they are wise and consider themselves clever. Yeah, how terrible for those who are heroes at drinking wine and champions at mixing strong drinks, who take bribes to excuse the guilty and deny justice to the innocent. Therefore, as fire consumes dry straw and flames burn up stubble, so their roots will decay and their blossoms will blow away like dust. Because they have rejected the instruction of the Lord Almighty and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore the anger of the Lord burns against his people. He has stretched out his hand against them and struck them. Therefore the anger of the Lord burns against his people. He has stretched out his hand against them and struck them. The mountains shake and dead bodies lie like refuse in the streets. Yet even after this, his anger is not finished. His hand remains stretched out. He lifts up a banner for distant nations. He whistles for them from the ends of the earth, and they come swiftly without delay. None of them grows tired or stumbles, none sleeps or slumbers. They're the anger of the Lord burns against his people. He has stretched out his hand against them and struck them. Their belts remain fastened, their sandal straps do not break. Their arrows are sharp, their bows are ready. Their horses' hooves are like flint, and their chariot wheels whirl like a storm. Their roar is like a lion, they growl like young lions. They seize their prey, carry it away, and no one can rescue it. On that day they will roar over the land like the crashing of the sea. If anyone looks upon the land, they will see darkness and distress. Even the light will be darkened by the clouds. Therefore the anger of the Lord burns against his people. He has stretched out his hand against them and struck them. Therefore the anger of the Lord burns against his people. He has stretched out his hand against them and struck them.